All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here. Today I have a special guest from the Chicago tribute band called Beginnings. This is the first time ever talking to Mr. Pat Bush. Pat, how are you, sir?
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing great. So tell us about Beginnings. From what I see from your website and the information I have, you guys have been around for like 20 years. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, the band started around 2002. And it's made up of a bunch of guys who really love Chicago. Obviously, three great horn players and a great rhythm section. And the band's been together in one incarnation or another for many, many, many years. We've played locally. We're based out of New York City. So a lot in the New York City and northern New Jersey areas. But we've been national for several years, and we play across the country at different venues and performing arts centers and
Right.
festivals
Well,
and stuff like that.
yeah, I'm in Southwest Florida, so I checked your schedule out, and I'm a little disappointed. But um,
And we
if
might
it
have some surprises coming for you, David, soon.
all right, sounds see, and that's why we have you on. We gotta give the folks some hope. If you're in a different part of the country, I noticed the New York City based location for a lot of where your gigs are in Jersey. I know you got one coming up in Philly. Sounds
We
like a pretty
do.
big date, right? A couple of
Yeah,
days.
we're playing at the Live Casino this Friday night. It's in
Wow,
right in Philadelphia. It's a
very
brand new
cool.
room. It's a really pretty room too. I think it's a nice theater for us.
All
So
right.
looking
So
forward to it.
the obvious question is why Chicago? It's just a love of the music, and you're thinking you want to keep the torch lit for the next generation of fans. Give folks maybe a little lower cost, a slightly lower cost alternative to the mothership that is still Chicago floating around out there.
Yeah, so all of the band members love Chicago. It's a unique band, right? As far as a contemporary band, that melding of jazz and rock, and the material is difficult to play. It's demanding for a horn player. It's demanding for the guitars. It's demanding for just about everybody in the band to perform the material. And and it's great material. It's timeless. It's classic. I started listening to Chicago in 1968, and my brother actually showed me a footage of a concert that he had gone to in 1970 at a high school about 5 minutes from my house. When they had just released Chicago 2, the Silver album, but they were
Yep.
still touring like a smaller band would across the country. And so he got a chance to see the original membership at that concert. He said it was really, really cool, although it was in a gym. So who knows what the sound was like back then. And so all of the guys are like that. Obviously, the horn players, all of the members are full-time musicians, and they all love this material. They love playing it. They love the challenge of it. They love the sound of it. They just love everything about it.
Yeah, that's awesome, because a lot of times, you think to yourself, there are a lot of these tribute bands that are out there, and it ends up being like a money-making endeavor. Like, okay, this band would be great to do a tribute band for, rather than having obviously a bunch of guys who really are into the music. And if you're going back to 1968, brother, you're probably as into Chicago as you can be. Are you guys more inclined to do like the old school material from the late 60s and 70s? Do you do like the whole gamut? You do the 80s material? What's your specialty?
We all love the old material. I think everybody loves a good Terry Kath solo for sure, and they love a great horn line, but our fans also like the 80s material, and there's merit to that material as well. And we play all of it. We play all of the hits, plus some less traveled material when we have an opportunity to do so. But we try to cover the entire 50-year songbook of the band.
Give me an example of a less traveled song, because I love this kind of stuff, like a deeper track that you guys would throw out there.
So on occasion, on occasion, we have played something from the Chocolate album. That would be Chicago 10.
Yeah.
The song is called Skin Tight, and it's a great tune, but it's a very much lesser traveled piece of material. It's not one of their bigger hits.
Yeah.
Another one that we've done that is a popular tune, but was not a #1 hit from them. Wake Up Sunshine is another tune that we
Yeah.
like to play. That's off of the Silver album, Chicago 2.
Yeah.
We also do Low Down, which was a minor hit for them off of Chicago 3. So we do all of the big hits,
Yeah.
all the ones everyone knows, but we also try to do some other cool things too.
How has the band been received? Like when you go out to gigs, are you selling out? You selling a lot of tickets to these shows?
Yeah, we have. Even given the difficulties I think all live entertainment has had with COVID over the course of the last couple of years, when we finally were able to go back and play the first three shows, that even they were reduced capacity shows, but those first
Yeah.
3 shows we sold out, and we sold out last month in Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
And it looks like we're going to sell out. We're very close to selling out Broadbrook, Connecticut, which is the Opera House there is where we're playing on Saturday. So we're in Philly on Friday and Connecticut on Saturday. And then we're at the Suffolk Theater on April 1st in Long Island, New York. And we are at the Lavoie Theater on April 23rd in Millville, New Jersey. So our calendar is starting to pick up. It's starting to get full, and we're really excited about being back out on the road and playing again.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard from so many musicians that they're just licking their chops to get back out there and do what many of them believe they were born to do. So it's good news that things are starting to open up a bit and people are getting back out and doing live shows. I think people want to see live music. They're tired of watching like Zoom music, where guys are, in different locations and they're kind of mailing all the music in to make it sound like they're all in the same room. But there's, especially with a band like Chicago with the horn section and all the different instrumentation, you guys are a 7-piece band. Is that correct?
That's correct. We model the exact incarnation of the big thing in 1966 and pretty much through until 1974 or so when they added percussion.
Right.
So we play with the original 7-piece configuration. We have a bass player who sings just like Peter Cetera and plays just as well as Peter Cetera. And we have a keyboard player who sings just like Robert Lamb and plays just like Robert Lamb. So we are just like the original band, 3-piece horn section, no backing tracks at all. Everything is done live.
That's awesome. That I mean, I watched the highlight reel, full disclosure. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on, Pat, was because I was so impressed. And I'm like, where have I been for the last 20 years? I've helped. There's a Russian band you probably are aware of, Leonid and Friends, a very good band. Vocally at times, not, exactly a match, but I listened to what you guys were doing. And I was like, wow, these guys are close and they're old school close. You know what I mean? Like you said, the Cetera vocals are real authentic. And again, to do Bobby Lamb, it's kind of a hard vocal, really. I mean, it's different. I mean, it's more baritone and it's just got its own distinct sound to it. So very, very good. I mean, did you guys like shop around? Did you say, okay, we're recruiting a vocalist to do X and then someone showed up to audition? Or how did you go about doing that?
Well, it was a little bit of both. The music business is very much word of mouth, as well as audition related. And so we did have some auditions, and Jay, our bass player, came to us through word of mouth, and we auditioned him and just thought he was killing it. He was a good fit for the band, and he was a great musician. We were so happy to be able to add him to the fold. Yeah,
I mean, again, that's not easy to do. I think right now the current band is having, I think, some issues trying to get vocals to be at least remotely like either the person that replaced the last person who replaced the last person. With you guys, I think it's almost like here comes a next generation band that can continue this material. And have you guys ever thought of trying to record an original song, or you're just going to stick to, paying tribute to one of the great bands of all time?
Well, so I know several of the band members do original material, and they play that on their own. Our keyboard player, Scott Chazelin, he has several albums that he's released, and our trumpet player, who was Grammy nominated a few years ago, Doug Wolverton, he's released some work on his own too, and he does some individual shows. He's a big Miles Davis fan and plays a lot of Miles Davis. He's out of Rhode Island. And so
Yeah.
a lot of the guys do that on their own. We've never really talked about recording anything original as our band today,
Right.
but that's not to say that they're not talented enough or they wouldn't, want to do that. I think at the moment we're just excited to be back on the road and playing again.
Sure. Final question, I guess, here is, so the band's out on the road, you're touring this year. Are you guys is this gonna be a long-term endeavor with this band? You guys are planning on keeping this band together and moving forward and hoping to grow your audience in the days and weeks to come?
Absolutely. We've been together for quite some time. This particular incarnation has been, for the most part, we've had one or two members pass away over the course of time, but the core band that we play with now has been together at least 5 or 6 years, and we hope to play for another 10 or 15 years. As long as our fans want to hear Chicago and they want to come and see us, we're going to be there for them.
Sounds awesome, Pat. So number one website to find information about Beginnings, what would that be?
So beginningslive.com. That's our website. And we have a large presence on Facebook as well. You can also speak with our agency, Blue Raven Entertainment, out of Frenchtown, New Jersey. They help. They carry a lot of our material as well on their website.
Very good. And one more thing, I keep lying here. I've got one more little, trying to help promote the band as you guys hit the road again. So you're in Philadelphia when? Is it Saturday?
Friday night. This Friday night. What is it? February 25th. This Friday night. Shows at 9 o'clock. There's only a few seats left at that one as well. And then Saturday night, again, we are in Broadbrook at the Broadbrook Opera House, and there are only 10 seats left for that show. So
wow.
We're selling briskly. And then the date after that would be April 1st, and that would be at the Suffolk Theater on Long Island, and April 23rd at the Lavoie Theater in Millville, New Jersey.
All right, Pat, excellent. Thanks for coming on. We wish you guys the best. This band, just go listen to it. I think you can go listen to that highlight reel that I talked about. That is over on your website, and I was just blown away. I mean, you guys are authentic and organic. It just sounds like something that would really be like an excellent live show for sure.
Yep, we really try to capture that live concert experience. We have a very active horn section.
Yeah, and Chicago fans, if you're a real Chicago fan, you're loving the horn section. All right, Pat, thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck in 2022.
All right. Thank you so much, David. And watch that website because we will be coming to Florida. That's our hope.
All right. That's music to my ears.